Submission Radio here with the one and only Alice Volkanovski at Crown. An incredible job by all the Australian UFC and New Zealand staff to put this thing together, man. And you were in there in the kitchen, lining it up. I had some steak, some of the best steak I've had.
You did have some of
Some
that?
of the best steak
yeah,
I've had. We cheersed it a little bit. And dude, I gotta say, man, like obviously the outfit looks great. I know you just came back from Bangtown, one of the best gyms out there in Thailand that you and the Hickman brothers are doing an incredible job over at. But you spoke a little bit about the fire, hey, it's coming back now, you can't wait to get back in there. I want to sort of go into that a little bit, man. Like, how are you feeling right now compared to some of the more hectic sort of schedules that you've had when you've sort of had those back-to-back late notice fights? Did you feel a bit, like, now looking back on it, did you feel like it was a little bit draining, like you didn't quite feel like the Volk right now?
I mean, that's just a given, right? If you're going to be full-time training schedule with everyone knows how hard I train and how hard I work, then trying to be the best dad I can. It's a lot. 3 kids, so it's a lot. I'm trying to be active and doing all that, but that's it. Like, I was a champion. I had a responsibility, and I've got a responsibility as a father as well. So go in there, work hard, no matter how it is. That's just what I expect from myself. And I did obviously a great job. The last 2 didn't go my way, but I can fix that after a bit of a break that I've had. And man, like you said, that just to let the brain off. Like, I didn't realize how much I was always just like, I got to fight, I got to do this. 'Cause I was just like, I'll sit back, relax a little bit.
Yeah.
And then here and there I'll be like, well, but what about the fighting? It was relax. You don't have to worry about that. It's been great. It really has. But then it was like into a point where like, all right, now let's start flipping that switch. Let's go to Thailand and do that. And it did. I knew that was going to happen. I told myself, when you want to flip the switch, it will happen.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You don't have to force it now. Wait. And I was getting to the point, went to Thailand, and it did exactly what I wanted to do. And now I'm absolutely hounding my manager saying, what do you reckon, man? What do we do? Well, and he's like, relax,
You
chill.
said UFC 303, you're like, hey, like this thing's kind of falling apart. So from what we understand so far, press conference got cancelled. We don't know exactly what's happening
obviously
with
we
Conor
don't.
McGregor, but let's say that call did come through. How tempting is that? I know October is when you want to come back, but International Fight Week main event, you and Michael Chandler potentially.
I mean, something like that, yes.
Or you, I suppose, maybe someone else.
Mate, like I reckon, 100%. I'll be.
Is it the Chandler fight for you, or is it?
I mean, just as long as it's a big fight, you know what I mean. As long as it's a big fight, I wouldn't just take any fight. Because like you said, that's a big deal. Save the day as well. I don't know. I feel like I love just saving the day as well. I'm just that good of a guy. I might have to save the day. I'll save the day.
Yeah.
So, but obviously get paid well for it as well. But you never know. But I just was mucking around with that. I don't even know if there's probably nothing even happened. It's probably just a couple of little hiccups, and everyone's blowing it out of proportion. But I will just have fun and throw the name out there just for a bit of a laugh.
Another name we threw out there, Dustin Poirier. I just want to quickly get your thoughts. What did you think of the heart determination that we saw from him in that Islam rematch? You know firsthand how tough Islam is. That was a very, very close first fight. Still kind of iffy on who won that, like you really put in an amazing performance there. What did you think of that fight that you saw? And then what was it about that fight that you're like, all right, me and Dustin, that could be like the fight for me at lightweight next?
No, I mean, look, I thought he fought great. Islam looked great as well. I think a lot of people are expecting Dustin not to do so well. Like, obviously that first round, it looked like, oh no, it's going to be a quick one. For him to bounce back from that and then start stopping the takedowns.
Yeah, when you saw him stopping those takedowns,
especially after the first round.
Yeah.
The first one he got taken down pretty easily, so I was like, this ain't a good look. But then he was able to stop him in the center, and he did a great job there. So credit to him. Showed toughness, but man, that's expected from Dustin. We know he's a gamer. We know he's an absolute beast, and we know how good of a fighter Islam is. But I think Islam showed incredible striking, which we already knew. But
people are saying pound for pound, him and John Jones really similar.
Oh yeah, man. Look, you do. Look, it's I know Dana White.
How frequently you fight?
Of course, a lot of it comes in. You got to look at who. You look at John Jones. All right, we get it. You're going to say he's the greatest fighter of all time, but that's pound for pound has to go with. If you've fought and won in the last few years 8 times against the names, and you've only fought once, like that's got to come into play. But I mean, we're talking GOAT or greatest of all time type fighters. John Jones' name's going to be up there. No one's saying that's not the case. But pound for pound, I think there has to be some activity there. Who you fought lately, And you know, Islam's fought some great fighters in one, so we've got to give him a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, right,
I think he's pound for pound.
As we wrap up, because we got to go, who do you think will be the featherweight champion by the time? Because you want to fight for the title next. Do you think Topuria is still champion when that fight happens towards the year, or if he does sort of end up fighting Max before you guys match up? Do you believe it's going to be a 20th fight with Max Holloway for you?
Well, I mean, that I don't know. Like, if that's a fight that they end up doing sooner rather than later, then that's what it's going to be. But who do I think? Look, I think Ilia is a great fighter, but I'll probably pick Max in that one. I think his chin's obviously held up that many times, and I think his boxing and that's going to be good enough. He will get hit, so Ilia will be testing that chin. But at the same time, I think Max Holloway, go on the later rounds, is just going to favour him.
Thank you so much, Alex. Great seeing you, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Best steak I've ever had, Alex and TV with Crown and Milk.